You're welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching Business Incorporated. We're coming to you from Channels Television here in Lagos. China's influence in global growth is seen in almost every sphere of development. Now, this time, China's effort at working on its economic policies is impacting on energy development.
From 2005 to 2013, China had a very energy-intensive, very investment-driven growth. So China was around 30% of the growth of the global GDP and was around 60% of the growth of global energy consumption. In the past 2 years, China is still 30% of the growth of the global economy, but only 8% of the growth of global energy consumption. So there is a remarkable structural shift in the Chinese economy away from the traditional heavy industry into high-tech, high-value-added service sector activities. This is, of course, a very high priority for Chinese economic policy. In addition to the structural change, if you take the 4 most important low-carbon clean energy technologies, hydropower, wind power, solar power, and nuclear power, China is the largest investor in all 4 of them. But 2015 was an important year because in 2015, China bypassed the United States in electric car sales. So the United States was pioneering electric car technology, but by 2015, Chinese companies were catching up, and China was a significantly bigger market for electric cars than for the United States.
And the Central Bank of Nigeria, in line with its developmental functions, established the Anchor Borrowers Program with a view to collaborate with anchor companies involved in the production and processing of key agricultural commodities. The program will help local farmers increase production and supply of feedstock to processors, reduce importation and conserve Nigeria's external reserves. Under the scheme, anchor firms serve as off-takers in recognition of their track record and experience in working with outgrowers involved in production. The Central Bank governor was speaking in Kebbi over the weekend during the launch of the Northwest edition of the Anchor Borrowers Program.
It is not a fluke. It is a reality in Nigeria that wheat can be cultivated and grown in Nigeria. It is a reality that rice can be cultivated and grown in Nigeria. I repeat, this is just a pilot phase which we decided to conduct in Kebbi State. Under this program, we had 78,000 farmers that benefited from the Anchor Borrower programs. All we gave them was just a maximum of 210,000 naira to cultivate a hectare of land. And you all heard it when one of the farmers was talking. He says by the end of this year, Kebbi State alone will be able to produce 1 million metric tons of rice for Nigeria.
Kebbi gives us 1 million tons of rice. Nigeria's need now is 7 million tons. We need only 7 other states to do the same. The extra we can export. Why are we spending $5 million a day importing rice? $5 million a day importing rice from Thailand and Vietnam. What is it they can do, we can do. That's how we ran this country bankrupt. Excessive, almost mindless importation. Toothpicks, pencils, erasers, rubber bands, handkerchiefs, envelopes, champagne, red wine, for God's sake. Now, what do we do with our time? We're almost 200 million people. This is the point. Take life to the village. That's what is happening here. That's what this young man, the governor, is doing. That's what the CBN is supporting. That's what we're driving.
And from the village back to the U.S., where President Barack Obama has stated that the U.K. could take up to 10 years to negotiate trade deals with the U.S. if it leaves the EU. According to President Obama, Britain would also have less influence globally if it's left. His warning over trade has angered UK campaigners for leaving the European Union, with UKIP leader Nigel Farage dismissing Mr. Obama's comments as out of touch. Let's listen to this report.
I think it's fair to say that maybe some point down the line there might be a UK U.S. trade agreement, but it's not going to happen anytime soon because our focus is in negotiating with a big bloc, the European Union, to get a trade agreement done. And UK is going to be in the back of the queue. Not because we don't have a special relationship, but because given the heavy lift on any trade agreement, us having access to a big market with a lot of countries rather than trying to do piecemeal trade agreements is hugely inefficient.
This is our choice, nobody else's, the sovereign choice of the British people. But as we make that choice, it surely makes sense to listen to what our friends think, to listen to their opinion, to listen to their views, and that's what Barack's been talking about today. But it's also worth remembering as we make this choice, it's a British choice about the British membership of the European Union.
And listed commercial lender Axis Bank has reported a net profit jump of about 42.1% to 19.4 billion naira for the first 3 months of 2016. In the statement released to the market early on Monday, the Tier 1 bank says its interest income was almost 10 billion naira higher at 55.4 billion naira over the sum of 467.4 billion naira reported in the same period of 2015. Fee and commission income was reported better at 18 billion naira, while pre-tax profit grows 6.1 billion naira to 22.6 billion in the first quarter of the new year. We'll go on a break, and when we come back, we'll take you to the FMDQ OTC market. Please stay with us.